Apart from living beyond your means, are there other financial maybe mistakes that you think that maybe you have made, or maybe younger people should be aware of, or something?
So this is something that Megan, man, I'm still low-key kind of making these mistakes, low-key. But it's the thought that the money is going to come back to me one way or another as a way to encourage myself to spend the money that I shouldn't be spending. So what I mean by this, right? Let's say I have $20 left in my account, right? In my mind, I know, okay, I'm going to get paid again in about like 3 days, right? So it's fine. Like I have this $20. I'll make this $20 back when I get paid again. So what do? I go and I buy food, or I buy a product. I buy something with that $20. And I leave myself in true poverty for those 3 days until the money comes back to me. But guess what? Sometimes you forget to account for the fact that things can happen. Right? So let's say, okay, the money was supposed to come to me in those 3 days, but the person who has to pay me, they made a mistake. So now it's going to be extended for 1 week, right? So now it's like I went from having that money in 3 days to now having that money towards the end of next week.
I also used to make that mistake.
Hey, help me. How do I get
it? One of the mistakes that I used to make is, one, I plan for the money I haven't earned.
Counting seconds before they hatch.
Yes.
Oh man.
I kind of like, for example, let's assume I'm doing a contract, and the contract is going to last for 1 month. They're going to pay me like, maybe let's assume $1,000. Yeah. So I'm going to say, okay, I've done half of the contract, so $500 is
there.
down.
I have the $500.
Yeah, I have the $500. So okay, since I'm expecting another $500, what I will do is that I will use that $500 and spend it on something, while expecting the other $500. But what happens is that in between, if there is something happens that, okay, we're not going to complete this contract, so we're going to wait till next month, or we're going to cancel this contract, or we're going to wait this at this particular point in time. It's as if my whole world collapses, because one, I plan for something that I haven't and
received,
or received myself. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to something that I wanted to talk honestly. You know, one of the goals that one of the goals that we want is we want to make money, and we see people that are making a lot hell of it, both online, both we see people displaying that money. Do you think that someone that is unethical can make money?
Unethical?
Someone that is ethical.
Oh, someone that is ethical
can make money.
Ooh. If I'm going to be very, very honest with you, no. I don't think so. I don't think so. And I was just talking about this with someone the other day. And we were talking about how the evil people in this world have the most money, the most wealth. But then you see people with kind hearts, super ethical, they're living below the poverty line. And it's like you see this, not just in America, but in other countries as well. Everywhere. And it's just like, is there really an ethical way to earn money? So in my mind, I'm just like, man, so you're telling me that if I want to be rich, if I want to be wealthy, be financially comfortable, I have to move away from my values, my morals, just to make money? I don't know. That's why I'm thinking, like, can I ever be wealthy in this lifetime? I'm going to have to be reborn, because in order for me to do this, I have to ditch my morals and values in order to make that money. I have to be willing to scam a blind man to make some money. And it's like, me personally, I can't do that. Because I have a guilty conscience, man. That's going to be on my conscience forever, you know? So in my mind, I'm just like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. Like, granted, yes, Elon Musk, don't get me wrong, I like Elon Musk, he's a cool dude, right? I like his inventions, but for you to be a billionaire, world's richest man, you don't do that ethically. I remember reading a news article. I'm here thinking, wow, Teslas are so great. He's doing so many great things, but then you see how much damage he's actually doing to the environment. he got children working with lithium batteries in Africa, I think. And I'm just like, you as a rich person, do you think that your behavior is good? Do you think it's right, morally right, to have these young children exposed to those types of chemicals? So as you're saying, like, I don't think so. I don't think there is an ethical way to be wealthy.
Do you think that, like for us that are born in a Christian home, and there are a lot of people that are making a hell of money, unethical. Like, there's one quote that the only way you can make it if okay. Let me remember the quote. I think if I remember the quote, but how it says is that don't break the rules, but bend the rules to favor you. Yeah, so that's the only way you can make is fortunes are made for those that break the rules.
Yeah.
Those that follow the rules don't end up getting the wealth.
They don't at all. Like, look at that. From when we're a kid in the States, for example, they teach you about the American dream, getting the job, the house, et cetera, et cetera. And they teach you, like, in order to get the wealth, you have to get an education. Then you have to go to a corporate office and make money from there. And it's just like, the way you're teaching us, we're not going to attain any type of wealth until we live extremely below our means to save up that money that you're basically telling us to do, right? And then we wouldn't be able to even spend that money until we retire at 65, if you even make it to 65. So it's like, they teach you, like you said, by the rules. These are the rules that you have to follow in order to make that wealth. But it's like, look at the wealthy people in this world. They're exploiting others for the benefit of themselves, and they do it in a legal way, right? And that's what you mean by, like, okay, bending the rules to suit you, because it's like, technically, is Elon Musk breaking any rules? No, he's not. But if you look at it from, like we mentioned earlier, an ethical standpoint, it is not ethically or morally correct to have those children work with lithium batteries to fuel your cars. It doesn't make sense, but he's not doing anything illegal.
But can I ask you, because this is where it becomes important for us, because there is one adage in my language that say that if a wealthy man tells you what it takes to get wealthy, you will tell him that you want to remain poor. Yeah, that's the kind of, like, you tell him that you want to remain poor.
Right?
He tells you what it takes to get wealthy. So, like, the thing now is, most of us, our morality tends to keep us at bay when making finances. But let me ask you, do you think that God is interested in our finances?
No. If he was, there wouldn't be poor people. Like, no offense to people who really, turn to religion for comfort and everything, but quite frankly, the reason why I am not a very religious person, right, is because I feel like religion, Lord forgive me, is like the poor man's, like, comfort. Like, you're poor, you run to the church, oh Lord, please give me $1 million in my bank account, help me. And it's just like, bro, that man in the upper room has watched you suffer for years. For years, bro. That's why I'm just like, I don't understand it.
Why I raise this issue is that sometimes I think, like, is money God made, or is money man made? Like, is God really? Sometimes, like, there are people that I see these people online, they do bad things. I know that they are fraudsters, but they are living their dream. They are living their life, living the dreams, living the lives. From the money, also impacting other people's lives as well. But they got those money through fraudsters, through many different things they do. So, and you see them getting more and more of it. So, but people that are morally upright are finding it difficult to even eat.
Yeah.
So, I kind of sometimes ask myself, is God really interested in our finances?
Right.
Is God really like is he interested in how much this person gets and how he gets it? Maybe if this person scams someone to get this kind of money, will he kind of punish that person?
Right.
Or he's not interested in anything concerning finances. Finances are man-made. You guys know how you settle
Do it
yourselves. You understand?
Yeah.
You created it yourself. You know how to settle yourself. Or do you think that is still part of our, like, God has to like make a judgment for people? Like when you scam someone, he's going to punish you for something. What's your opinion about it?
Honestly speaking, it's definitely man-made. The money is definitely man-made because when you look back to the beginning of time, right? We didn't have a capitalist concept at all.
Yeah,
At
of course,
all.
yeah.
You know, so how did money come to play? Well, man, they realized like, okay, I can get something out of someone if I have some type of transaction, right? So they started with what? Food, right? And so like, okay, I'll give you this bag of rice if you give me 1 cow, right? And then it evolved, okay, I'll give you 1 cow if you give me 3 coins, right? Now we're introducing currency, right? But back then, they didn't have that concept. The cavemen, they were sharing everything. They had a collectivist society, right? But it's like, going back to the topic of God, like, I'm probably going to sound like so demonic. I don't want people to stone me.
Like, no, like, you know, when even Jesus said, like, give what to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and to God what belongs to God. Understand? So, should we, because I'm trying to state what I see. Why I'm saying this is that one, it's difficult for you to see someone that have done business ethically
Right.
and survive for very long. Whatever you're not doing, another person is going to do it and take you out of business.
Yep.
Your competition, like,
Absolutely.
that's that's one thing. If you're doing your business ethically, you're following all the rules. Someone somewhere is not ready to follow the rules, and the person is going to kick you out of business. So sometimes that's when I kind of look back and watch what's the relationship between ethics and finances, because it seems that those that are unethical in their ways are the people that acquire more of the wealth, but those that are not not ethical are the more acquire, but those that are ethical are the ones that suffer in this world. So I'm just thinking about like people that want to make a lot of it. Should they separate finance? Like for you now, okay, let me ask you, should you separate your ethics if you want to make a lot of money?
At this rate, man, I just might. I'm so tired. Like, genuinely speaking, like we said, following the rules, going by the book, it doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get you anywhere. And you think like, oh, like in my case, a poor person's dream, right? Actually, I don't want to say a poor person's dream. Let me scratch that. But like, people who don't have money, right? A lot of the times, especially in the Black community back in America, they think, okay, if I choose the route of entrepreneurship, then I'll be the next Elon Musk. I'll be the next Jeff Bezos, right? And like you said, if you do things by the book, you're not really going to make the money like that, right? Somebody who has less ethics and morals than you will kick you out of business. But it's like, the way that I'm feeling right now, I'm really thinking I might have to start sacrificing baby lambs in the park if I want to make money, because following the rules by the book and, you know, waking up early, going to work, like this job that I have here, right? I feel like it's a fool's dream to become wealthy off of working at this job. I hope my employer doesn't see this, but yeah, we gotta block them. But it's like, yo, making the salary that I'm making now, there's no way in hell I'm ever going to be able to attain that level of wealth if I follow the rules by the book at all. If I want to make money, okay, I'm on a contract, right? I have a contract with my company, okay? Bree's our worker. We're sponsoring her visa, right? If I'm under this visa sponsorship, I'm not allowed to work for any other company. I'm not allowed to have any business ventures, right? But remember, we said bending the rules to suit myself, right? I can't have any business ventures in Korea, but they didn't say nothing about America. So guess what I'm about to do? Start a business in America, you know? This seems to be the only way for me to attain the wealth that I want and not depend on just this one piece of income, which is what they teach you in school. Like, yeah, you work that job and you save that money from that job. They don't teach you about investing. You save that money from that job in a regular 1% yield, yearly savings account. And yeah, eventually in your dreams, you'll become a millionaire. So no, it's not going to work.
Yeah, there is something I remember. I saw something online. The guy, he's a fraudster, but he doesn't hide his lifestyle, or maybe he doesn't hide his source of income. They call it the Yahoo. Like they call it the Yahoo. Yahoo means like fraudsters in our local parlance. You understand? Like, the name got from Yahoo. Yahoo means, like, first of all, you have to send email to someone or something like that. So using the Yahoo, Yahoo first email, messenger. So Yahoo means like, sending email to someone and some other stuff. So he was justifying why he's doing what he's doing. He said something, and he said something that we, like the Western people, came to our land and they ransacked everything that we had years before, took most of us as slaves, ransacked everything that we had, and took most of those wealth to their land to develop their place. So now what he's doing is that he is getting those money back from them.
Hey.
You understand? That kind of justification. So I was like thinking,
I see the vision.
I said, this is not something that for my morality, I know that if I scam someone of something, it's going to hurt me, like, morally, like you understand?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to hurt me morally. But I'm thinking in this, does this guy, let's assume he comes in front of God. He wants to justify his reasons why he's doing that. Because of the justification of those reasons, there is no atom of moral guilt.
Yeah, that's true.
There is no atom of moral guilt.
Nope. He views it as a vigilante type thing,
like something that he wants to do. We live in a world whereby the dog eat dog world. It's a dog eat dog world, whereby the good that you're trying to do, someone else is okay. Like for example, there is this adage that say that somewhere in East Africa, a gazelle wakes up knowing that for him to survive for the day, he has to outrun the fastest of the lions. And a lion that wakes up in East Africa knows that for him to eat, he has to outrun the fastest of the gazelle. So it's a like dog eat dog type of society. That even if you are ethically upright, some people are going to use that on you or use that against you to move up to where they want to be. So I think we have to round up this. Like, what are those lessons that you've learned so far from your life? You're in your mid-20s. What are those lessons that you have learned so far that you are willing to improve on? And what are those failures that have motivated you the more?
I'll be honest. First thing, due diligence. Always, always, always practice your due diligence. Don't ever take something for face value at all. Don't just believe anything that you hear, because some people will genuinely sweet talk you to get what they want, right? Yes. And that's referring to the job that had scammed me, right? Also, keep an eye on your finances, right? Don't ever think, oh, it's never going to happen to me. Don't ever think that way, because just the way you think like that, it is going to end up happening to you, right? Keep an eye on your finances. And also, stop comparing. I know it's easier said than done, but genuinely speaking, stop comparing. There's no reason to compare your life to your friends or keep watching what they're doing, because like I said earlier, Everybody's lives are different. We all led completely different lives to lead us to where we are today, right? My life from birth until now is completely different from my friend's life from birth until now, right? Different family dynamics, different financial situations, right? Different relationships made. So there's no point in comparing when we all have separate lives. There's nothing, for lack of better terms, there's nothing to compare. There's nothing to compare because we're not coming from the same place, right? Those are my piece of advice.
Yeah. Before we I just remember something. There was this guy, I did something for him, like a kind of contract for him. He was supposed to pay me, but he said he wasn't going to pay me. You understand? So, and one thing I did was that I was very, very angry. And I said, okay, I'll leave that money for you. I'll leave that money for you, but my God is going to judge you. I said that. I left. So I didn't get that money because of my, I did everything, but he didn't want to pay me. So I said, my God is going to judge you. But after some time, I was thinking, did my God really judge this person? Because I was expecting, from my point of view, I was expecting that. From my point of view, my own thinking is that since you took my money illegally, some bad things are going to happen to you.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, did my God really judge this person? When I passed that, I see the place still flourishing. So,
Still, you see?
yeah, it's still flourishing. But I'm thinking, did my God really judge this person?
Nope. He gave more blessings.
or is God not interested in our finances, in things concerning our money, because it's just like give what to Caesar will belong to Caesar?
Right.
Or should I have maybe find a way to get my money from him without even relying on my God to judge him?
You know,
As part of my morality.
I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I thought the same exact thing when I got scammed. Because here's the thing. I was a very heavy believer of karma.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, okay, you do something bad to me. All right, well, I'm not going to waste. We like to frame it as like, oh, I'm not going to waste my energy or my time on da-da-da. You know, they try to frame it like that and be like, oh, karma's going to get them. Karma's going to get them. So after I experienced this scamming situation, right, realized this man couldn't pay me. He was avoiding talking about contract signing because, you know, as a worker in Korea, you have to report your job to the government, right? So he was avoiding reporting this job to the government. And I remember like not even after I left, during the time that I was still working there, I noticed that he had gotten a job with the company that we were partnering with to do like the collaboration, right? And when I realized that, I'm like, wait a minute. So this man has no money to pay wages to these people working hard to try and make sure that this company gets off the ground and we achieve the things that you say you want to achieve. But you have a scapegoat. You have a form of income coming in by working in the office with those people. You're bringing in an income while we're not getting paid anything, right? So after I left that situation, I gave up. I realized like, okay, this is a dead end. He promised to pay the 3.5 million. That man couldn't even give me 100,000 won, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, don't worry. Karma's going to get to him. Karma's going to get to him, you know? He's going to fail in life. Man, that man is flourishing. That man is flourishing. And oh my God, yo, I never said hate before in my life. I hate the fact that this is happening. It's like, yo, your life is flourishing. You're making money. Your business is going great. But I had to lose everything down to the last penny. I said, life is really not fair. Life is really not fair. This dude literally used me to get, because he didn't know anything about finance. He used me to get that investor's deck to pitch to those investors. And he was trying to say like, yeah, like just hold out a little longer. Just hold out a little longer. Like we'll be able to give you a salary next year. Are you crazy? The bills will be today, not next year. You know, so it's like, you knew from the beginning, you knew. And I told him everything. I said, yeah, here's the thing. I'm working as a consultant. I have my clients here. This is how much I'm making. I don't really want, no, it's okay. Yeah, quit that job. Come work with me. That's how he convinced me. And you know, it's my fault for not doing that due diligence. I take partial blame for the situation. But at the same time, it's like, Do you not have a guilty conscience? How can you do that? And mind you, at the time, how old was I? I was like, I had just turned 22. I was barely 22. And it's like, you as a grown 40-something, 50-year-old man are okay, you sleep well at night, knowing that you did that to a 22-year-old, bro? You're going to hell. I don't know if you're really going to hell, but I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, I think the summary is that, man,
Oh, man.
life is not fair.
It's not fair.
Life is not fair. And like I said, and I hope, even though it's not fair, I still want you to keep your morality there, even when we doubt the relationship between ethics and making money. But just keep your ethics and also maybe your peace of mind, because that's the most important thing to your health and everything. So it's not fair. So, but like pastors used to say, this year is gonna be your year.
Yeah,
So
please.
maybe we're gonna build that constant network that's
I
gonna
hope so.
move us from one to B. Yeah, thank you very much, Brianna, for coming,
Thank
and I really
you.
appreciate. Yeah.